Hi favorites, welcome to Second Bites with Sarah. Happy holidays, merry fucking everything. Today we're making one of my family's traditional holiday soups. It is called a Vichyssoise. It is French, potato, leek, cream based. Let's do it. This recipe is actually one of the first things I ever made by myself without my mom's help in our kitchen when I was young. I was in high school. I had a B in French, and Madame said, pick a recipe out of this French cookbook, make it, and I'll give you extra credit. And I said, let's go. Ingredients. The one that's probably terrifying for those of you unfamiliar is the leek. It looks like a giant green onion. That's basically what it tastes like. It's in the onion family. It's a little milder than a white onion. Can be a little tricky to find, but I was able to find 3, which is awesome. Then we're gonna need the same equivalent of potatoes, peeled and diced. Yes, peeled. I love peels in my mashed potatoes, but this is a classique French recipe. Skin's gotta go. We also have fresh chives for at the end. You're gonna need chicken broth, and you're gonna need heavy whipping cream, or half and half would be okay too. And a tablespoon of butter, salt and pepper to taste. But pepper, use white pepper. It kind of looks like sawdust. Why, Sarah? Why that detail? Because this is a cream-based soup. It's very light in color. We don't want to see hard black or even like green or red peppercorns in there. We want white. We want it to be hidden a little so they taste it, but they don't see it. Now what I'm about to do is I'm going to peel my potatoes. I'm going to chunk them, and that's going to take a minute. So I'll be right back. All right, favorites, it's time to talk about leeks again. They are dirty. There's just dirt. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna peel back this first layer. You can just see it. There it is. So these are hard to clean and it's sandy. We only really want the white part on these suckers, okay? We don't wanna get too much into the green because it'll color our soup, and that's not groovy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut off the big tops. He can just go away. Thank you for your service. We're also gonna cut off the hairy little ends as well. We don't want those in our soup. That would not be delicious. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop this sucker long ways, because inside of here, you can see all these layers, and I want water to get in there as a rinse in case there's sand in there. Sand and soup are not friends. Now you can see all these gorgeous layers. There's so many fun things you can do with leeks because they're just pretty. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut all my leeks like this, and I'm gonna take them over to the sink, and I'm gonna rinse them through with water, and then I can chop them the rest of the way. All right, darlings, we have our freshly rinsed leeks. They're gorgeous. I'm just gonna chop them so they are similar in width to my potatoes. And then they're gonna go in this giant pot with about a tablespoon of butter, and then they're gonna sweat. Our gorgeous leeks, they almost look like ribbons, friends. They're really pretty, and it smells really good already. Because again, these are just like mild onions. They're about to hang out with some butter. We are not caramelizing these. We are not cooking these through. We're just gonna let them sweat a little and get a little tender. Then I'm gonna put the potatoes in, and then I'm gonna put 6 cups of chicken stock on top of that and bring it to a boil. It smells so good in here. Leeks are sweating and having fun. Potatoes are going in, 6 cups of chicken stock, and then I'm gonna season to taste with salt and our white pepper. Here I go. Everybody's hanging out back there, having a blast. All we need is for that to come to a boil, for our potatoes to be fork tender. I'm gonna finally, with great meticulous energy, chop some chives. There's like 2 steps left. We got this. All right, favorites, I said I would, and I did. I tried to dice these with absolute meticulous energy because again, this is going on top of like a snow white soup. We want this to look elegant. We want this to look upscale. This is not a recipe that is rustic. It is quite the opposite. Chives are chopped. I'm out of things to do until the potatoes are done, so I'm gonna finish this Prosecco. I also wanna mention that Vichyssoise is we said this, traditional classic French soup. It is usually served cold. But since it's the holidays and I'm from the Midwest, I want warm soup, and that's okay too. Maybe just don't tell any French people. All right, darlings, the potatoes break easily just with a wooden spoon aside the pot, which means they're good to go. This is another great opportunity to season, so I'm gonna go ahead and try not to burn all of my taste buds off, but I'm gonna taste a little bit to see what I think about the salt and pepper going on. Here we go. You guys. It needs a little bit more salt. I think we're good on pepper. There's like a slow, mild pepper in the back. I don't wanna go too hot. This is not supposed to be spicy. I'm just gonna do another pinchful of salt, and voila. Not gonna lie to you, the next step is a little daunting. I'm gonna take a sip, and then I'm gonna explain it to you. It's the hardest part, but I promise you it's worth it. Liquid courage. We need to blend this until it is incredibly thin and beautiful, no chunks. You can use an immersion blender. I'm gonna use my standalone blender today. One important tip is this has been hanging out on the counter away from the heat for about 10 or 15 minutes. Very important, because as you start to blend this, it's going to create steam, and it's not only gonna like sputter all over you, it's gonna make it really hard to get your lid on and off. Another pro tip before I start, only fill her up like 3/4 of the way so it has plenty of room. There's no need to pack this in. I'm guessing I've got 4 or 5 of these bad boys. As I puree them, they're going into another pot. This is my favorite part. I've got a cup of heavy whipping cream. It's going straight in, and it just looks really pretty. Incorporate your cream, get it on the stove, guys. All right, it is warm, slightly steamy. It's time to dig in. Now, at multiple stages of this soup, I already wanted to eat it. So there's no way it's not good right now. There's just no way. You can easily serve this with some baguette on the side. It's sort of a lovely thing to dip some bread in. My only garnish, because again, this is our elevated bougie Christmas French holiday amuse-bouche, is just our very, very finely diced, finely minced, I should say, chives. There, friends, that is incredibly classic, beautiful for an occasion like the holidays, and it's going to fill the cracks of your soul. I'm gonna try not to burn my taste buds again. The French know what they're fucking doing. It is worth it. It is worth the blending. And I don't know how somebody could taste this and not just wanna cuss. It's awesome. Hey favorites, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Second Bites with Sarah.